Hi. On a previous video, I showed you how to translate a PowerPoint into a different language. On this video, I'm going to show you how to add closed captioning so that your audience can actually see the text in a different language. Now, there's two ways to do this, that the audience can actually see the text in two different languages. I'm going to show you that in a second. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go into download Presentation Translator in Microsoft. And once you run it, you want to open up your PowerPoint and then go to Slideshow. When you click on Slideshow, you will see that there are new options. One is to translate your slides if you want them in a different language, and the other one is to start subtitles. Right now, I'm going to show you how to start subtitles. When you click on Start Subtitles, it will ask you what languages you want to do. Now, the first time you run this, it does take about maybe like 4 minutes to run this, but afterwards, it should be pretty quickly. It will ask you what language you're going to be speaking in and what language you want to go to. And then it will also ask you what is the Microsoft you're going to be using. Sorry, the microphone you're going to be using. You go ahead and click Next. There's actually additional settings that I have not clicked on, but it could be above the slides or below the slides. So where do you want to see your closed captioning? Okay, I'm going to close this. And I'm going to click Next. Once I click Next, it will start working its magic of making sure that it actually works with our PowerPoint. And there should be a reason why it does not work with the PowerPoint, but it does take a little bit of time to actually get these closed captioning showing. But once you see the closed captioning, one of the nice things that happens is that you are able to get a QR code that your guests can actually use to have the slides translated to their own language. So for example, if you have a room with more than one native language, you might want to have them use the app, the translation app, to go ahead and open up the subtitles or the closed captioning in the language that they're more comfortable in. Now, obviously, the language that I picked was Spanish, so the subtitles that you will see in my presentation on my actual screen will be in Spanish, but guests can actually also see their own language through an app, and I'll show you that once it actually starts working in a second. But it does take, as I said, a couple of minutes to get this going, so it's really important that that this is something that you kind of do before you start your presentation or before you start your class. You might want to have this already prepared. And so we're going to go ahead and wait for a couple more seconds for this to actually work. Okay, as you can see right here, this is the QR code that your guests can actually use to see the presentation in their own language. Right now, I'm actually getting the presentation translated into Spanish, but they would be able to see it in their own language if they were using the app. So how do you start one? You just click on the actual screen and you automatically will be in your presentation. So I can start something like this: genes, DNA, and proteins. By the end of this lesson, we will be able to explain how mutations affect an organism through a graphic organizer. Mutations is any change in a gene or chromosome. Mutations can cause a cell to produce an incorrect protein during protein synthesis. As a result, the organism trait or phenotype may be different from what it normally would have been. Some mutations are the result of small changes in an organism's heredity material. A single base may be substituted for another, or one or more bases may be removed from a section of DNA. Anyways, I just wanted to show you how this would work. There are multiple uses for this that you will probably discover once you start using this new app add-on from Microsoft. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.